Hola, mis amores. It's your Rapunzel. I am the guiding light and spiritual teacher to intuitive leaders that are enjoying the journey as much as the destination. They are trusting their inner voice, prioritizing themselves, overflowing with inner peace, and living their lives in a way that brings them joy. And today I'm your mentor and I'm your guide. And we're going to be talking about how to know yourself. This is episode 23 of my ongoing series here on my YouTube channel called The Path to Inner Peace. And this is the episode before the last. We have gone on such a beautiful journey over the last 45 days, and we almost at the end. So if you're here for that, you are in the right place. Before we jump into today's amazing video I have for you, let's take a moment and do our vibe check. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, feel it in your heart, expanding. Really breathe into your heart. Feel what's present for you. And when you are ready, slowly exhale. And if you're feeling generous, give us in the comments below an insight, a word, a phrase around what came up for you. Taking a moment to pause, y'all, and to reflect on ourselves, it is so important. It is so powerful. And I highly encourage that you take this practice with you and you engage in it. Eckhart Tolle taught me this, and he has supported me so much over the years. So who's going to get the most out of today's video? You already know the vibes. You're talking to the intuitive leaders that are mastering the art of inner peace, the folks that are desiring to show up more powerfully in their lives, unapologetically, authentically, boldly, no matter who's in the room and no matter what's happening in their lives. And they want to journey this with inner peace. They want to journey this overflowing with joy, overflowing with calm, and overflowing with excitement for their lives and the reality they're co-creating. So if that's you, you're going to get the most out of today's video. You know, today is our last week together for this series, and we're focusing on your best life. And I'm going to share with you a very important element of our best life, which is getting to know ourselves. I wanted to talk about this today, y'all, because I just really remember what it was like when I didn't know who I was. People around me have always known your girl is iconic. I mean, you see the vibes, you see the crown, you see the regal, you see the showing energy. And at the same time, though, I hadn't seen it. People were seeing it, people were feeling it, but I wasn't seeing it and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't seeing it because I was so caught up on the things I didn't like about myself. I wasn't seeing it because I was so focused on the things about my reality that I wanted to change, that I wanted to be freed from. And I wasn't seeing it because I was so frustrated. I was frustrated with being a victim. I was frustrated with overthinking everything because I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I was so focused on shrinking and quieting myself because I was taught that that was the way that people would like you and accept you. And that's the way that I was thinking. And that wasn't serving me because that's not in alignment with who I am. I'm a fucking icon. I bring big energy. I am main character energy. And not everybody's going to connect with that. And because I was so focused shrinking, I was also hiding from my divine assignments. I was hiding from the very people I was actually here to serve because I wasn't showing up powerfully. And this is the same pattern I see with my clients when they hire me. They are experiencing these things in their lives where they are hiding, they are shrinking, they are quieting themselves. They're not getting to know themselves because they're so busy pretending to be the person or the being that people in their lives, quote unquote, need them to be so that they can be accepted. And I know that's not the energy that's in alignment. I know that's not the energy that feels good for you because it wasn't feeling good for me either. And when we shift out of that, which is what I've been able to do and continue to do, because this ain't a one-time thing, y'all. When we shift out of that, we can experience life in a much more joyful and fluid way and peaceful way. And it has happened to me and it happens to my clients. And I'm going to share more with you later in this video around our transformations. I want you to know that it's possible for you, though. The key for this is being willing to fall in love. I've been willing to fall in love with myself, loving myself unconditionally through all the discomfort, through all the growth, through all the healing, through all the shadow work. I've been able to love who I am. And that's what I want to walk you through today. Here's what you're going to learn. I'm going to share with you the number one reason why loving myself unconditionally is a non-negotiable for me, and it's also non-negotiable for you and for any other leader that's an intuitive and is committed to living their lives peacefully and joyfully. Then I'm going to walk you through what loving myself unconditionally looks like. Especially as a leader, I used to think it meant to give myself a pass on things. That's not what it is. That is definitely not what it is. So I'm going to walk you through that. And I'm going to share with you 3 ways that loving myself unconditionally has made my life 1,000 times better. And I share 1,000 times better because those are the most impactful things that have happened. And I want you to see like this shit is possible and it comes at a grand scale. And then I'm going to give you a bonus for staying with me to the end. And what I'm going to share with you in this bonus, hold on. All right, the bonus. Let me tell you something. In the new year, we're going to find a different time for recording because the mornings be lit out here. So the bonus for you today, I'm going to walk you through the best way to love yourself unconditionally and do it full of inner peace and inner calm. Now it's getting lit upstairs. Lord, you are on it today with the lessons of the day. Let's get into this little top moment we got. Y'all see this? Just giving you a little bit of sheer. She's giving you a little bit of ruffles. Listen, let's talk to those of you that are ready. Let's talk to those of you that are ready for the next step, baby. What's up? What's up? If you are desiring to show up powerfully in the new year and you know that you want to lead with your authenticity, you know that you want to lead with being the most joyful and peaceful version of yourself, this is the perfect time for you to apply for an authenticity audit with me. This is a call. This is an invitation I'm making you to a call. And in this call, 45 minutes, you and I are going to map out where you are, where you're headed, and what's going to require of you to get there with ease and flow in 30 to 90 days. This is a call for those of you that are desiring to work with me, that know I'm the mentor for you, and that are desiring to leverage my support in the new year. So if that's you and you feel it, you want part of what I'm giving, come through and let's co-create some magic together. Apply for one of these authenticity audits in the comments below. Not the comments, the description box below. I might have it in the comments too. And let's co-create some magic in your life because it's time and you're ready and you want it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in your frequency. So let's get it going. One of my favorite quotes is, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And sometimes I'm the student and other times I'm the teacher. So ask yourself if this is an opportunity where you have been praying for a teacher, praying for a guide, and now we're here. So if you feel called to that, if you feel aligned, click on that link in the description box below and let's co-create some magic in your life. I want to talk about being willing to love ourselves, and I want to share with you how I even learned this in the first place. I can already feel the tears emerging and building up because this is a very emotional topic for me. This is something that I'm really sensitive about because it has been it's been a journey. It's been a motherfucking journey to get here with y'all. When my uncle was murdered in Honduras, and I've talked about his death a little bit, actually a lot through this series. When my uncle was killed in Honduras, his death just opened me the fuck up. It woke me up, y'all. Death has the power to do that. When people we love transition into the spirit space and the ancestral space, we have an invitation to allow that death to become our rebirth. And not everybody takes that invitation. And I'm just so fucking grateful that I did. That I accepted that invitation to be reborn through the transition of someone that I love so deeply. Because when my uncle was killed, I realized how disconnected I was from myself. I realized how little I knew of myself. I knew the labels I wore, as in the hats I wore. I knew that I was at the time a wife. I knew that I was a friend. I was a daughter. I was a sister. I was an aunt. I was a director of communications. I was a director of membership relations. I was a sorority sister. And if you took all those things away, if you remove every single label, every single hat, every single outfit I was wearing as an identity. And you put me in a room by myself, alone, naked, emotionally naked. I didn't know who I was. I couldn't tell you at the time who I was because so much of my identity was directly connected and linked to being served, being of service to others. And not service from a position of overflow. Serving others from a position of desiring them to validate me. And this, y'all, was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Because I didn't know that that's where I was. And if you saw me at the time, you would have been like, yo, you mad fucking confident. You giving us all the vibes. Like, that's not true. And at the same time, it was. It was very much true. And this is the number one reason why falling in love with myself unconditionally is a non-negotiable for me. And it is for you if you are committed to living a life of inner peace. Because when I was not aware of who I was and I wasn't loving myself, I was judging myself. I was letting other people tell me who I was. I was letting other people dictate to me how I was supposed to live my life. And I lived it based on how they said it. And I did it because that's what I knew. And when I began to get to know who I was, when I began to sit in the quietness of who I am, not the identities that I have learned to be or the hats I wear, when I start to sit with who I am, what my essence is, with my intuition, I realized that there was so much beauty there. Beauty that I had been rejecting because it wasn't the thing that people wanted for me. And I realized that people had gotten used to a version of myself that no longer existed. And that version of myself that they were so used to and that wasn't in alignment with me now had evolved and grown into another version of myself that people were learning to engage with. And not everybody liked it. Not everybody was fucking with it. And this is why it's a non-negotiable for me to love myself unconditionally, because I am aware that I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly growing. And when people learn to attach themselves to a version of me that doesn't exist, because it's the version of me that thinks that they need to have so I can get validated by them, I'm not moving in alignment. I'm not moving in freedom. I'm not moving in light. And one of my best friends always talks about this, the power of bringing things to light. And when I am not operating in that energy, I don't feel joyful. And this is a non-negotiable for me, because loving myself means loving everything. It means loving everything. I want to talk about what that looks like. Loving myself as a leader. Loving myself as a healer. Loving myself as a healer leader. It has meant letting people go. Letting people fucking go. And letting them go from a position of love. Because I love myself so deeply, and I accept that my intuition is the guide for me. I accept that others' intuition is the guide for them. And that means that there are moments in our lives when we're going to be out of alignment. And that doesn't mean we're out of alignment forever. It simply means we're out of alignment right now. And that alignment is changing, and it may look different later on. And it has looked like for me to be okay with that. I wasn't always okay with that, because I too was attached to them. I too was attached to not only other people, I was also attached to me, to all parts of myself that wasn't in alignment. But I'm used to doing it. And it has looked like being willing to let that go. Loving myself unconditionally has looked like letting go of myself. It has looked like letting go of the self that people have gotten used to that's not really me. And it has looked like letting go of the people that are no longer in alignment with me, because that's who they were in alignment with, that past version of myself. It has looked like grief. There is a lot of grief involved in loving myself unconditionally, because there's a lot of parts of my old self that I'm letting go in that process. And it also has looked like liberation. There is freedom when you are being yourself, when you don't have to fucking pretend for people and you are just being you, magnetic, iconic, loving, kind, gentle, divine, feminine. When you are in this energy, it feels good. It feels yummy. I can't stop smiling because of how good it feels to just be fucking free. And many of us are not allowing ourselves to have that because we are so locked into who we think we need to be. We are so used to conditionally loving ourselves. I only love myself when. I only love myself if. I only love myself because I achieve this. And what I've been able to sit in, I've been able to sit in the energy of loving Yanori for who she is. All of it. And the parts of me that I love and light me up, I expand them. And the parts of me that I don't desire to expand, I release them and I let them go. And that's what it looks like to love yourself unconditionally. It looks like having that dance of co-creation with God around what serves you and around what doesn't. And I want to share with you how that has made my life better because grief can sound heavy. It can sound dense. Letting go is uncomfortable. Let's be real about it. And there's also joy. I just talked to you about how joyful it feels to be free, and I desire that for you. And that's only one way that it has made my life better because when I'm free, I hold space for the freedom of other people. One of the reasons why I'm such a great mentor, like the best mentor when it comes to spiritual guidance for leaders that are focused on being the intuitive version of themselves, is because I'm great at holding space. I am great at allowing people to have a room, a pocket of time where they can look at themselves and they can look at who they are in their godly nature because God is inside all of us. We are God. Psalms 46:10, I believe. Be still and know that I am God. That's us. We have that inside of all of us. And being able to know that and see that because I am loving myself has helped me see that in others. It has helped me shift from competition to collaboration. It has helped me go from competing against people and getting worried about what people have to enjoying people, enjoying the gifts that they have, and allowing myself to grow because of those gifts as well. Because we are also gifted and talented. And when we allow everybody to coexist with us, because we're so in tune and loving of ourselves, it's easy to see what's in alignment with us and what isn't. And that has been what has happened in my life because when I look at my husband, and he's such a fucking amazing husband, I just want to see him shine. I want to see him live joyfully, be the best version of himself. And there was a time in our marriage where I was so focused on wanting my husband to save me and protect me and treat me in a certain way that I hadn't allowed space for that. And now in our partnership, I can say JP and I are 1,000% honest with each other about everything. Everything. That thing you're thinking about, yeah, we talking about that too. And it has allowed us to create this partnership that is grounded in love. And our son has come into that partnership. And I am such a better fucking mom to this baby because of that. Because I love myself and I appreciate myself and I'm gentle with myself. I can show up to my son with a level of compassion and discernment and gentleness that can only come from the peace that surpasses all understanding. Because if you're a parent and you're here, you know the vibes. If you are committed to gentle parenting and you're here, you know the vibes. You know it gets real with the babies. You know that a part of you be wanting to hit somebody when you say you're not going to do that. And it requires having that self-control to choose to move in alignment. The other day, I was with my son and he did something and I could feel the body wanting to discipline him. And I can hear my heart saying, that's not who we are. And because I'm so present in myself and I love myself and I am at peace with who I am, I was able to pause, reflect, and choose not to engage like that with my baby. That is what fucking breaking generational curses is. That is what shifting the lineage of our legacy looks like in action. And that's what I'm able to do in my life because I show up in this way. So I want to give you a bonus. I want to actually share with you exactly what it looks like for you to engage in this practice, for you to love yourself unconditionally. Let me know in the comments if you would like that. Drop a sunflower for me. And if you are enjoying this video, if you're finding this extremely helpful, listen, send this to somebody you love. Send it to somebody you love. Sharing is caring. And if you haven't done so, consider subscribing to the channel, because this is what we're going to be focused on. This is what we're going to be diving deeper on in this particular place. Now, if you're here and you want to work together, I'm about to talk to you right now. If this is not you, go grab some water right now, rehydrate. If you are desiring to live joyfully and peacefully in the new year, I want to talk to you. Is that what you want in the new year? Is that you? Is that what you're calling for? Because if it is, it's time that you leverage my one-on-one support to make it your new normal. Excuse me. It's time. It's time that you show up to yourself with the energy that you know you desire. So I want to invite you right now to apply for an authenticity audit. There are 3 at the moment of this recording left. And these are 45-minute conversations you and I are going to have and explore where you are, what's impacting you, how can you show up more powerfully in your life, and what does it take to do that in 30 to 90 days? Because results, they don't take time. They take trust, they take courage, and they take willingness. And if that's what you are, and that's where you are, then this is going to be a very transformational conversation for you, because we're going to talk about what is going to be required of you to live your life joyfully and peacefully while utilizing high-level mentorship, specifically my mentorship. And when you do that, you'll be able to expand into a more joyful version of yourself. You'll be able to listen to your intuition at a deeper level. You'll be able to experience triggers and face them with calm, no matter what's going on in your life. You'll be open and disciplined to nourish your body with compassion and action. You'll be in a position where you're going to release limiting beliefs that are no longer in alignment with you and learn beliefs that actually are helping you go to where you desire. And you'll be able to do this in community, building healthy and loving relationships with the people in your life and complete strangers. If this is resonating with you, if you're feeling your body a full body yes to this, I want to invite you to apply for one of these authenticity audits. 45 minutes. You can gift this to yourself. There is a link in the description box below. Make sure you apply for it. If you are desiring to work with me, if you're desiring to explore magic in the new year for yourself, and you want to go on this journey with someone that's been there, that leads other leaders that are there, and that can support you in unveiling this highest version of you that's hiding inside of you, then this calls out for you. And you're going to find this a very transformational conversation with you, whether we choose to work together or not. Because not everybody going to be a good fit, you know? So this is an opportunity for us to see what's possible for you. Click in the description box below and let's co-create magic, mis amores. On to this bonus. What is the best way? The best way to love yourself unconditionally, full of inner peace, with ease and calm. I'm going to give you something I give my clients. This is literally like client insight I'm giving you right now. The best way to do this is to tap into your icon energy center. There is something I call the icon energy center. And if you work with me, you're going to become very intimate with this energy center and with this language. And the icon energy center is all about exploring 4 things and keeping them in rotation, because we are really good at exploring these things here and there. We're not willing to keep them in rotation. And the 4 things you want to focus on number 1, you want to explore your patterns. How are you showing up? What is your default? Is your default shrinking, or is your default expanding? Is your default joy, or is your default complaining? What is your default? Do you show up to a situation with possibilities, or do you show up to a situation with the list of ways that it can't happen? Be honest with yourself. What's going on? Look at yourself. Then it's looking at your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are the thoughts that you are having? when these patterns show up? Are you speaking life into yourself through those thoughts, or are you judging yourself? Are you critiquing yourself? Are you pouring into your spirit, or are you eroding your love for yourself? Then it's looking at your actions. How are you showing up? Are you acting in alignment with who you say you are, or are you acting out of alignment? And when you are acting out of alignment, why? Why are we acting out of alignment? What's prompting that behavior? And what can we do to change it? When it comes to your feelings, what feelings are coming up for you in your life? What are the feelings that you are experiencing? And how do you feel about those feelings? Most people don't realize, but feelings travel in packs, in groups. So if you feel one thing, there are other things that you're feeling because that thing is present. So if you're taking something personally, for example, you're feeling some resentment, you're feeling some anger, and you're also feeling some frustration. So it's not just the thing, we're feeling a lot of things around that. On the other side, if you're feeling joyful, you're also feeling peace, you're also feeling calm, and you're also feeling excitement. Feelings travel in groups. So what is present for you? When you answer these questions, you start to tap into your icon energy center. And then, this is what we do with what we learn. Amplify what lights you up and release what doesn't. Amplify what lights you up, release what doesn't. Amplify what lights you up and release what doesn't. This is the way to do this. This is the best way to fall in love with ourselves. This is the best way to show up powerfully with ourselves and to get to know who we are. And then we amplify what feels good and we release what doesn't. And that opens us up to so many beautiful possibilities in our lives that make a huge difference for us. So that's how you do this. Before I tell you about the next video, I'm actually going to do something I haven't done in this series, but I'm going to do it today and I'm going to do it in the last video. And I'm going to pull a card for you from my major arcana part of the deck. And this is to share with you what's the energy you want to be aware of if you are in the process right now of tapping into your icon energy center. And I'm going to pull one card. And what came up for us today is the card of the Magician. Now, the Magician is the first card. Well, number one. The first card itself is the Fool, but that's a 0. It's the number 1. And this is a card that's letting you know that you have everything right now. Everything. You look at the Magician, you look at the Magician's table, everything is there. He has everything. He has the fire through the wands. He has the thoughts through the sword. He has the emotions through the cup. And he also has the ability to materialize through the coin or pentacle. Everything is present for you right now. When this card shows up for us, it's a sign that we have everything at our fingertips to create whatever we desire. You have it in this moment. If you're watching this and you just saw this, it means you have this in this moment. And it means that you have the ability right now to look at yourself, to tap into your icon energy center like I just talked about, and begin to create the life that you desire. Begin to make those tweaks and those tiny changes that can help you bring yourself further into alignment. And it's a beautiful way to step into the new year because you already have it. You already have it. And the thing I love about the fact that you already have it is that if you choose to mentor, if you choose to partner with me as your mentor, we are going to take this to the next level because you already have it. So this is about you taking yourself to that next level, knowing that you're getting your insight from above, that your line of communication, look at what the Magician is holding in his hand. That candle is pointing up. That staff is pointing up. You know why? Because your insight is coming from the divine. It's a beautiful time for you to co-create magic right now. This card is a reminder that you have everything right now to create a beautiful life for yourself in the new year, and that it's up to you to take action on it. I love it. I love that this was showed up for us. What a beautiful, beautiful card. Okay, next video. First of all, did you enjoy that? Did that serve you? Did it serve you to receive that brief reading? Let me know if you enjoy that and if you would like me to see more of energy readings here in the channel. So in the next video, it's our final episode. It's our final episode of the series in the next video. And I'm going to talk to you about letting go. Because with everything we've talked about so far, and I've talked about letting go quite a bit, it's time to dive deep in there. It's time to go and see what this process is like. And I'm going to walk you through how I release what's not aligned with me, with calm and with inner peace. And I want to have the same possibility for you so that if you want to tap into that, you can. For those of you that are submitting your applications to work with me or your application for the authenticity audit, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side. We're going to have an amazing time together. Everyone else, my name is Janori Pouncil. I am the go-to spiritual leader and mentor and guide for the leaders that are living their life joyfully, enjoying the journey as much as the destination, living peacefully, overflowing with inner peace, overflowing with joy, enjoying everything, loving everything, walking with this energy, being in your divine feminine, feeling regal, feeling popping. That's who I am. That's the energy that I bring. And I'm here to make sure that you see things clearly. Remember that you are a vibe. You are divine stardust. Go and sprinkle your magic on everything you co-create today. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And be well. Hasta luego, mis amores.